Welcome to PIL, the Planetside Infantry League. This is 6v6. Two teams containing 6 players face off each other on a pre-selected base for 2 rounds of 15 minutes. The goal is simple: try to outscore your opponent. There are many ways to score points. Each kill of your opponent grants 1 point, with a few exceptions. A kill with a rocket launcher is worth 0 points. A kill as a max unit is also worth 0 points. But killing an enemy max unit will grant you 6 points no matter the weapon. The first capture or defense grants your team a total of 9 points. After this, a capture in the same round will grant your team a total of 18 points. As you gain points, there are some actions of which you will lose points. A team kill or a suicide makes you lose 2 points. A team kill on a max or suicide as 1 makes you lose 8 points. Each team starts from a designated spawn position from a vehicle called the Sunder. When the first round ends, both teams will switch sides. The team with the highest score at the end of 2 rounds wins the match. May the best team win.
We're going to put the caster scene in. All right. So, hi, hello, everybody. I am Gelos. This is PIL Season 2, another match here. Sorry, I'm kind of rushing a little bit here because I had to put all that info in. So I do apologize if you were expecting the match to start right on 4. I am Gelos. I'm going to be hosting. My co-cast is actually going to be Commander Sirius here.
Gelos, how you doing today? Thanks for having me on.
I'm pretty good, and I'm hoping you're excited. I think this is like your first experience in the 6v6 format, right?
It really is. You know, I've tracked it loosely through the seasons, but this is the season that I've just been kind of teeing into a little bit more and really understanding it better. So I'm excited to get into it.
All right. Well, I'm hoping you enjoy your first match here. This match is going to be against. It's not actually updated on my thing. Hold on. It's Tide versus. Let me see if I can get the info for it. LSV. Thank you. So Tide versus LSV. This is going to be a fun match to watch. These two teams both know how to play a little bit around these maps. This is they both have a bit of experience with this map in particular. And let's go ahead and jump right into in match, because I want to talk a little bit about the map beforehand. This is Chak Fusion. This is a map that revolves a lot around this powerhouse here that you see. Usually any kind of map that revolves around a powerhouse does play well for bolters, so we can expect, if they have a bolter for either side, to play fairly well. There's also a lot of flanking that's going to happen, especially around Catwalk area here. If the west side spawn locks the east side out, you're going to see people rushing onto Catwalk around on this side here, and they're going to jump over to Catwalk here, jump down on door 3, and they can push in like that. That tends to be a nice extra flank for them if they need to break a spawn lock. For the east side, there's no real spawn locking that can happen, but east side can actually really lock the west side out of the building a lot better. So we'll see if LSV, which is going to be starting, I believe, on the right side there, the west side, or east side rather. I think they're starting on the east side. If they spawn lock really, really hard, they can do a pretty good job at getting a lot of points in before this first half is up.
Gelos, for those just jumping into this, as you've been watching, I realize we just got into this season. What's kind of been the meta in terms of loadout for each squad? I saw one nice double LA match. Have you seen one bolter, one LA, 4 heavies, or what's the norm, Ben, or is it kind of per match?
So the norm tends to be 4 heavies, 1 bolt, 1 LA, but it does depend on maps. So Paris is a nice map to have a double LA strategy and then the rest heavies even, or you could have 1 bolt and 3 heavies. This is a map where I expect it to be a normal kind of setup where we see 1 bolt, 1 LA, and 4 heavies going right inside that powerhouse and really starting to get that lock set up. We'll see if that's the way way they want to do it, because I have seen different plays. If a double LA strategy comes out from one side, that just means more flanks for the door 1 side here. From the west side, potentially more flanks from the east side around on the dub side. So we'll see if either side wants to take advantage of that kind of strategy.
Interesting.
But yeah, I do wanna make sure if there are any questions, because there's actually other people that are watching that also have questions about this kind of format. Please throw them out. I'm gonna do my best to kind of answer them best I can, because again, I know there are a lot of people watching that don't know 100% about the 6v6 kind of metas and all that.
Yeah, we'll certainly keep them coming.
Mm-hmm.
And then I see it looks like the VS are all stacked up, excited, chomping at the bit, ready to go. Where are the TR? Are they sneaking off fighting somewhere?
The
or where's
TR
their starting
side starting point is over here on the very east side. If you look right next to where there's a tree vine, they have to start here. They start inside the bus. Pretty much all teams have to start inside the bus. But usually you see both teams kind of wall jump on the back of the bus. They jump right into door 3. Now, the difference between the two sides, this east side has a technically quicker run inside the building, but it can be a double-edged sword. See, if they get building control, they can reinforce building control very, very well. But if they lose building control, that quick run back inside the building can feel a little too comfortable for them, and they could run in and meet 5 heavies looking at them from the top of Fat here. So death funneling inside of door 1 does happen, and I do expect
I've seen matches where people get antsy, they start going onesie twosie, and it really throws them off. You really got to make sure you take the time to group up and push as a coordinated team, I bet.
Yep, absolutely. I'm going to let them know in yell chat that the casters are ready.
Okay, guys, sorry for the delay. We will start the match in the next tick on 0, so that is in 1 minute and 24 seconds.
All right, so, and I do apologize, I didn't have enough time to put the rosters in, but I know you guys can all see it on screen, which I'm going to go ahead and put that script up so I can see it. There we are. So we'll talk a little bit here about the players. So for the Tide side, we've got Varunda, Acris, Ascender,
1 minute
Bink,
till match start.
Bold War, and Vitamin Putin. All of those names, I don't recognize all of them, but I know they have a little bit of experience in this format, so that is good. LSV, we've got Addypick, Osprey, Skulls, Ross, Brenner, and Gumper. Or, I'm sorry, Brenos and Gumper. All of those players I know have a lot of experience in this format, and they're well versed in this map specifically. So I do expect the LSV team to come out swinging.
30 seconds.
But we will see if Tide can kind of counter that a little bit.
Yeah, you know, Tide is an outfit I'm very familiar playing with. Just looking at the pure numbers, it definitely looks like LSV is the heavyweight here. We'll see if Tide can give them a good fight.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
I'm going to start by looking at the east side here.
2, 1, begin.
So coming out strong, the LSV side, we've got, I think I saw 1 LA there. Yep, 1 LA, 1, is that a bolt? 1 bolt, 4 heavies, exactly what you'd expect from this. A nice push here up onto Fats. Nobody yet to worry about. Now here comes the push from Tide into server room.
LA's having a little black hand duel on the roof.
And the black hand meta is really taking hold in this PIL season. We used to not see that so often, but black hands are a very strong long range weapon.
Oh, dominating initiate from LSV there. VS are gonna have to regroup, try to reassault that point.
Yep, LSV does take the top floor at least for now. So far, the scores are still 3-3, so it's been a 1-for-1 trades team fight.
Give us a quick rundown. How important is earning that first cap?
The cap is actually very, very important for a couple of reasons. The obvious one being that it is 9 points, and 9 points comes out to essentially a team and a half wipe. So, you know, 6 kills, 3 more kills. that's a good amount of points. But the other reason why cap is important is you can play with the cap point to kind of bait one team or the other into panic pushing onto it. And in an open spot like Chak Fusion has, if one team, let's say if LSV were panic pushing onto it, Tide could hold up on the top of Fat as one or two players jump onto point, and then they could jump from Fat down onto point and flank him from both Skinny and Fat. So it is very important to keep that point in play. Now we've got a push here from
Ross lead with a nice conk.
Yeah. Nice push here by the LSV team coming up on Fat.
We're still in it.
Oh, a nice bolt there by Osprey just before Tanbing could get outside the door. Now it looks like LSV is going to go ahead and get that point control back in their favor. It's still about the equal area. It looks like Tide's just kind of getting regrouped outside. Scores are still completely even here, so Tide is still giving as good as they're getting.
Cut this out.
Ooh, a nice bolt there by Osprey. Once again, getting another one off of the box there behind on Dub.
Was that 3 in a row as they were coming in? Very nice by Osprey.
I think that was 2, but neither way, there was still a very, very good shot. That's actually a really hard shot to hit sometimes, that little head glitch there. Because you're looking from a bottom angle, looking up. It's a very, very small head-to-hit box to hit. Oh, Acra's here getting flanked from Dubs. Skulls, the LA for LSV, actually does manage that pick, and in fact, that looks like the clean for server here. Tide now has to regroup once again. Point cap is getting a little bit more in favor of LSV, and the scores are also showing that too. 12 and 18 now in favor of LSV. Osprey once again peeking Dub. You can see just how well they're doing it, spawn locking out the opposition from even getting to the building at this point. Breno's here, nice peek here. He gets a double before going down. Varunda, he's gonna have to just do a little Desi damage here. Oh, but Osprey gets another pick behind him.
Bold War and Skulls on the roof are really keeping each other very occupied. Almost sort of eliminating themselves from the rest of the match.
And that's important too, because if one LA might be perceived as a better player than the other one, one LA might just play the harasser kind of role rather than playing for flanks all the time, and that's just as important as really going for a lot of points in the flanks. Just a lot of blackhanding happening around on Smokestack and the top of that L there. Bolt here peeking on door 3, gets the pick off of Addy pick. A nice, oh, and another off of Gumper inside. Ross peeking from Skinny does manage to pick off one of the heavies that was covering Ackers though. He's in a bit of a tight spot here. Yeah, he's getting pincered. He goes down all the way around the corner. Skull here now holding on to roof control. I don't see the other LA. Do you see what happened to him? Oh, there he is. The other LA VS Hun now coming up. Bold War. Yeah, Bold War now coming.
Trying to thin him out for Skulls, but nothing up there.
Oh, and Bold War takes him.
Do you normally see, teams that are trying to break in, spread out, try to put a few heavies on each door, or is it trying to rush through one door as the usual sort of attack?
Important thing to do here is you have to spread out your push, because if you all push from one angle, there's just so many different angles that the team that has building control can then counter you with. If you all push from Skinny, the team that holds Hall can push down off of Hall, jump down, come up on Skinny, and then clear you. If you push all into Server, the team that holds Hall could then just conk back out, and then just have that crossfire flank as well, or rather that crossfire angle set up from Fat and Skinny. You can't just push from one angle. You have to have at least 2 angles whenever you push. And hopefully that's what we're seeing Tide get set up here. I do see some people up on Catwalk, as well as one person over here on Skinny.
LSV is just doing an excellent job on communication, I can tell. It seems like the moment Tide pushes in, they respond immediately, bring all their heavies over that way.
Ooh, a lot of Tide heavies are just grouped up here on door 3. I'm not sure this is the right call. Look, a couple of them are going back to Skinny now, so that's probably the smart idea. But one here is about to get pincered by 2 heavies. He goes down, Tan Bink goes down on door 3.
Ekris trying to thin him out, but 3 heavies running at him. Can he escape?
He does at least get away, but it's so hard to deal with that many heavies at one time. We got a nice push here by Tide. They are starting to take back Hall here. Scores are 30 to 50, a 20-point lead here by LSV fairly early into the match too. Tide really has to start playing a little bit better together because right now LSV is starting to really take away the score.
Looks like they're trying to use that momentum a little bit. Tan dueling with Ross there. Who's gonna make the turn? Just looking at each other through the shields.
Addy Pick with a nice push here onto Skinny. Might get a double. Gets a double there with the underbot. Oh, and a triple. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Brenno's actually. That traded him back out. Brenno's actually gets a double there.
Finishing with the knife. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
That was a hectic 60 seconds there, but
Yeah.
LSV right back into those strong defending positions. Ready for Tide coming in at any angle.
Now a nice push here might happen from the Tide side. We've only got 2 heavies in the dubs. Oh, but one goes down to Osprey. Thinned out the herd very quickly, and in fact the LA came back in and just completely cleared.
I can tell that's key. When the LA gets a little bit of freedom that they can start affecting the ground battle, it probably really changes the tempo.
It really does. If you allow that LA to have that kind of wiggle room, he will absolutely just roll into your flank. And here comes a big push from Tide going to door 3. Oh, but one gets thinned out. Brenno's holding from Catwalk. Brenno's throwing one of the Desis out. Gets a little damage on Vitamin Putin. He does take a second one over there, too. Tan Bink goes down to Brenno's on Cat. I did see a question in chat. Why are frag nades more prominent, given there are a lot of people that often hide behind the boxes? Honestly, I could not tell you. I've seen a lot more use of frag nades in this tourney than I've ever seen in any other tourney. Conk nades did get a slight nerf, but I just don't feel like it was enough to really phase him out. So I really wish I could answer that question honestly, but I really don't know why we see so many more frag nades anymore. They don't technically count for points if you get a kill with them. So you'd think that a Desi would be just fine for if you were just trying to get a little splash damage off someone hiding behind a box. Now a bit of a push here from on the door 1 flank. Vitamin Putin tried to go for a flank. He got Addy Pick, but he goes down immediately afterward.
Sklaus is going all cheeky and getting up on the top of these chimneys. Bold War actually losing track of him for a minute and then gets a few shots to the back of the head. Pretty nice move.
5 minutes, 30 seconds still left in the match. We've got a scores of 43 to 74. LSV continuing to take away that lead. Oh, Boldwar gets bodied there by Osprey. A lot of health came off of that. Boldwar now going for Osprey. He doesn't see him, though. Oh, but Osprey misses 2 shots. Boldwar might get away. Oh, my God. Boldwar actually gets away from that. Oh, he does eventually die to Gumper there, but that was a really nice shuffle there by Boldwar.
Impressive. I see, it looks like Akros is sitting back a little bit, almost trying to thin Sklaus so Boldwar can make it in, get some roof control, and then joining up with the heavies.
Skulls has roof control right now, which means he's going to be dropping here on dubs in just a second. I think I see it. Vitamin Putin goes down, but he gets traded back out by the Bolt on the other side. It's a good trade there for Akros. Now, LSV has been playing very close to the server side doors. They are definitely feeling the kind of momentum. Usually a team would play a little bit more conservatively, but you can tell just how well they're feeling. They're really clicking on this one. Nobody's feeding at all on their team, and they all kind of feel pretty good about their gunplay.
Little window for Tide here. I think they took 2 down. They're trying to move with that momentum. But they're getting bound up there at the top of Fat.
And here comes the Bolt and 1 Heavy as well, going back in the server. Getting some damage off on Vitamin. Oh, and Vitamin goes down. Tan Bink also. Brenos picks up a double.
It's a few seasons back now, but the respawn is so quick these days. You don't have as much time. You got to use the momentum when you got it, it seems like.
Mm-hmm. Now a push here by Tide, going up into Skinny, but Osprey picks one. Osprey known pretty good bolt.
Tanks one down, puts the body in the other. Keeps that Skinny stairs safe.
Yeah, Osprey really flexing on his ability here. You know, I was talking a little bit about how powerhouses really do favor bolters, but Osprey by himself also is just a really good bolter. So him doing fairly well here is not strange to see at all. Oh, is Osprey going for a long flank here, maybe? Oh, he's just going to hold up on this box here. I think I saw some Tide members going in for Skinny. Oh, okay, they're going door 3. Here they are. Big push here by the Tide players. One has already gone down, but they traded it out with Gumper. Ross also going down from Skinny. And another. Tide now has the number. But they are conked. Oh, and Vitamin Putin goes down because of the conk.
Conk and waiting for shield. Seems like they couldn't quite leverage it. Get on point.
Tan Bink still behind this box, and it doesn't look like the LSV players realize this. He could come in for a flank right now, and here it comes. Oh, but the bunny hop comes out. Addy Pick gets one, but goes down. And the LA actually manages to take the other one.
Skulls on top, very deadly.
Fantastic pincer.
Now looking at your scores, I see Osprey is net 8. Is that common to see the bolter up near the top of the scoreboard, or where do you usually see him?
When it comes to powerhouse maps, yes, absolutely. This map and Gone in South very much do favor bolt play. And we can see that a little bit on the other side too, where all the players are negative except for Akers, the bolter, who's also going, you know, he's net 0, but it's not too bad at all. Consider it.
Yep.
Now a push here by the Tide team, coming in from Skinny and Server. Osprey now pushing, trying for an angle on Skinny door, I think. Yeah. Oh! Was that a trade? No, that was just Akers gets the bolt off of Osprey. Very nice shot there by Akers. Addy Pick attempts a bunny hop, but he gets caught out of position because of it. He also, and then Gumper goes down as well to that same combo.
Tide has a big moment here with 3 down and only one of theirs down. Gotta take advantage of that point.
Tide really starting to get a little bit more building control in these last few minutes here. Hopefully coming in on this second half, because this first half's about to end, they can kind of refresh and figure out how to do that more often, because they... Oh, Akers with another pick off of Osprey there.
I guess that's the point. With 30 seconds left in a match, you just want to try to get some kills at that point, right? Because you're not going to be able to flip a point.
Yeah, when there's about 5 minutes left in the match or so, that's also usually when you can call it that you really can't get the cap in anymore.
Right.
And there is half. Scores came out to 68 to 113 in favor of LSV. Overall, a fantastic showing here by LSV so far. Hopefully they can keep that up for their team, but if Tide can kind of figure what they were doing wrong, maybe get a little bit more of a, maybe 2 angles coming in the building, potentially, they could really...
Half over.
They could really come back from this. What they have to do specifically on the second half, and I was talking about this on a map I think I did two matches ago, you have to play kind of conservatively inside the building if you really want to get your numbers back from the east side. Right now, I just feel like the LSV team is just too strong for the Tide team right now, so Tide's going to have to counter this by just playing very, very smartly, very conservatively inside that building.
Is there a strategy where you one room and you abandon point? Is there a place on this map that is a strong enough room that you can actually hold like that? Or you
Hall.
basically have to be pushing to try to hold the powerhouse?
Basically, you want to hold on hallway and server area ish. That's really what you saw a lot of LSV doing. They were just holding a lot on hall and server to try and allow Tide to run in without any kind of cover, and then they come out, they peek, and they get the kills. Basically, just allows Tide to come in and feed.
You could really see how easy it was for them to pivot. Whichever
Mhm.
way Tide came in,
Exactly.
LSV could easily respond, set up a really good defense at that door wherever Tide was trying to push.
Exactly, yeah, and that's the benefit of Hall holding on this particular map. Let's take a look at the individual scores here. For the Tide team, we've got only Acros going positive, +1 net, 11 kills, 10 deaths, 82% HSR though, so that's good to see. About 80% of those shots were instant kills, so that's good at least. But the rest of his heavies are having a real hard time inside, and we can probably see why based off the damage assists, which we'll talk about in a second. Bold War, the LA going -8, 12 kills, only 20 deaths as well. Having a really hard time dealing with Skulls, the opposite side, enemy LA. That's definitely indicative of just a really strong individual play on Skull's side because there's a lot less to deal with in terms of other factors when you're in LA. So it's really just about Bold War just having a real hard time dealing with Skulls. For LSV, we've got Breno, 16 net, 31 kills, 15 deaths. Top frag of the game right now as well. Absolutely going ham in this match. We've also got Ross +3 net, Addy Pick +3 net, and then Gumper going -2 only. That's really a recoverable -2. But it's such a stark difference to see Gumper at +9 kills and Brenos' 31 kills. Just Brenos going absolutely wild in this match. For the damage assists, and this is kind of important here. This is where we see a lot of this team play happen. We've got Brenos at 11 damage assists, Ross at 15 damage assists, Addy Pick at 14 damage assists, Gumper at 9. That's a lot of damage assists for one half there. They're playing really well together, and you could see that just played out in the match too, where we saw them sticking together in Hall a lot. And then once in a while, you'll see Brenos go up on Catwalk, and he'll get that angle, and then somebody else will peek on door 3, and they'll get the same angle. So it's just a really nice double teaming there by the LSV heavies there. They're doing a fantastic job. Osprey, the Bolt, he is +5 net, 12 kills, 7 deaths, 83% HSR as well. Another scary player there for the Tide team to worry about. Skulls, absolutely shredding the enemy LA. 9 net score, 22 kills, 11 deaths. He is the second place frag of the game right now. Absolutely dominating the LA game right now. Overall, LSV just playing individually really well, and as a team as well, just playing together pretty well. Not so much sticking super close, but they're just playing off of each other really well in different angles.
It does seem like even if a fight starts 1v1, there's always an LSV player there to mop it up at least. They are really good at getting two heavies
Yeah.
into those fights. It's interesting looking at it. Tide has 3 heavies that are above 50% headshot ratio, yet still way behind in kills. You can tell the fights they're winning is when they get those headshots to land, probably on those 1v1 scenarios.
Yeah, it's Tide having just a really rough time overall. I'm just going to fix something because I just realized my casting by still says Gillis and Billy. Let me fix it.
Not to worry. I don't think I can pass for Billy right now, so I think people will figure it out.
There we go. All right. So now we're just waiting on both teams to start getting ready here. Let me put this back in an in-match here. We can see what's going on the map. Again, I think that Tide is going to have to play conservatively here. Same as we saw Lefo have to play earlier in the day, where they got to just kind of stick around on Hall here and really kind of react quickly to LSV as they push in.
And Gallo, so just looking at the raw math on their mains, LSV is kind of double their power in just KDR.
Mhm.
When from the position of Tide, what do you do here? What's your takeaway? What are you trying to learn or gain from this match when you're going up against a team that is so powerful and you may not have that same 1v1 capability?
Well, Tide may have already known that they were probably unlikely to win coming into this. I don't know if they were or not, but what they really want to be taken away is what is LSV doing right, and how do they counter it specifically. They can at least, at bare minimum right now, probably figure out how to play on this side based off of how LSV played it. The hope is that they do exactly what LSV did, hold inside of Hall, and actually really go for that building control.
Okay, guys, we will start next tick on 0, so that is in 1 minute and 28 seconds.
That building control, and then just holding on like that. What they do need to remember is the way to counter that kind of a hold is multiple angle pushes. What they did wrong in the last half was they tried to push in way too many players from one side. So we had maybe 4 heavies push in from Skinny. Maybe we saw 1 more player come in on door 3. That's not going to work.
Till second half start.
What they need to make sure they do is they split their forces a little bit. Maybe 2 players go door 3, 2 players go dubs. You know, that's actually a good split. That's a split that once the dubs players come inside, that's going to force the Hall players to turn around, get the angle from Fat Stairway looking inside, which means that the door 3 people are going to have an angle while they're looking to start shooting them. Vice versa also. If they start shooting from door 3, people in Hall are going to have to approach
30 seconds
and have their back angled towards server side, which means that the dubs people then can push in. So they really got to make sure they keep in mind
20 seconds
that the way to counter a building hold is by a multi-angle flank or a multi-angle push.
Right on,
10,
and you get better by playing
9,
other great teams.
Yep.
8,
See how they do in the
7,
second half.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so I'm looking at the east side again. We got Tide here, all jumping up on the bus as normal. Again, they have the quicker push into door 1 here, so they're going to be inside a building before the other side. Conks have come out.
Splitting their heavies.
Oh, and EMP just went out in Hall. Everybody has half health now. If I were LSV, I'd want to push this. They're going for it. Vitamin Putin, the only one left, he goes down.
From both sides on Fat. Very nice.
Yep, and that's exactly what you want to see. That amp really destroyed them there. That putting them at no shields is a critical part of that push. Oh, and Osprey just took out the bolt on door 1. Got to be really careful if you start trying to walk in on door 1 there, because that is a death funnel. If the other team is actually set up like LSV is right now. Oh, and a nice angle here by Addypick as well, waiting for the door 3 push. Just holding behind that box. Brenos also has an angle there on the door. Oh, and Addypick gets a bunny hopping Vitamin Putin. This is going to be a spawn lock for LSV. They're pushing them all the way back to the building right now. Verunda and Tandbink. Yeah, there we go. They are both over here around door 1, but you got to be very cautious about pushing in on that side. The smart play here is throwing a conk to door 3 and then starting to push from there, or potentially going up to catwalk. We'll see if anybody wants to do that. It looks like Verunda might be doing that.
LSV really executes well on making sure the heavies don't cross their line of fire. One really goes wide. I see that's something Tide could definitely work on. It feels like the leading heavy is cutting off the rear one a little bit sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Now Tide's getting very, very heavily grouped up around on door 1. This could be a mistake if they start pushing there.
This is what you were talking about there, Gillis.
Yeah. Now here comes a push around on door 3 instead. That's a smart move here. Ross, however, was holding on catwalk. This is... So, they can go inside of their powerhouse and go around from dubs and then go up to catwalk from there, and that could catch Ross off guard. They definitely probably need to do that because right now they have no angles to get out. They are stuck basically in their powerhouse. I see one player actually we do have a flank here on dubs. Acris and Verunda and another actually, Tan Bink, all going for dubs flank.
The Terran Republic has taken the facility.
Verunda goes down early on the dubs flank. Gumper coming out for the peak. Brenos may be able to finish this off. Brenos without any medkits as well. He's got a sliver of health gone. Bold War goes down to the enemy LA. That means more roof control for LSV, which is not good for them, because if they allow roof control here, that means that the door 1 angle where Skull could hold is open for him. He could just pelt as these Tide heavies start coming out of door 1. Ooh, Vitamin Putin goes down. Brenos gets traded out by Akris though. Varunda, however, also going down on door 1.
It seemed like Brenos really just wanted some more medkits. He seemed a little overly aggressive there.
Yeah, I mean, you're allowed to redeploy and go back, but you know,
Okay.
I've seen plenty of players just play it out till their last health. Ross here getting caught. He has 2 players to worry about right now. He might be able to get one. He gets one.
Takes the first.
Brenos here for the backup. Ross goes down to Akris. Oh, and Akris gets a double there.
Very nice,
Fantastic job. It means Akris now maintains catwalk control. Oh, but Addypick over here on the side flank, he did not notice that. Akris goes down, Addy. About 11 minutes still left in the match. Scores are now 78 to 149 in favor of LSV. Still taking away the lead. Absolutely dominating on this match. A push here from door 3. Ascender here tried to drop down. He got double teamed though. That's a risky push. If you don't have some damage on them when you drop, there's no telling what's going to happen. That's unfortunately what happened there. You just dropped down and there was 2 heavies to deal with rather than just 1. Akris also going down on catwalk.
Stay alert! Enemy heavy nearby!
Oh, Akris here got he's got an angle on door 1, or rather on Fat, but he's gonna have to retreat as the rest of these heavies all know he's here now. Osprey, he's scoping out a possible shot here, but couldn't get it out. A push coming in from the Tide team around on door 2. They haven't cleared out catwalk, I don't think. Yeah, we still have to worry about Brenos up here. Desi's coming out.
Skulls tried to go super aggro there. Paid the price for it.
The rare Bold War is actually holding on to roof control right now, which is very good for this team because that means he also can get an angle on catwalk, but it doesn't look like that's what he's going to go do right now. I actually lost him a little bit. Where'd he go?
Yeah, he's still turn it around on that pipes. He's in a duel scouts right now.
Okay. Vitamin Putin getting caught out on catwalk. He goes down to Addypick and Ross. The casting combo there now playing on catwalk.
Yeah, LSV's always got Brenos or Addypick or someone up there on that catwalk for control. Really good holding all those angles. And you can really feel the difference in the match. Once Bold War goes down and Scalus is just kind of roaming around freely, it really starts going south for Tide. So Bold War's got to keep him bottled up, even if it's just... Seems like you can't go head to head, but at least keeping him focused on him, you know?
Yeah, and yeah, I was talking about that before, but you know, here it goes. Bold War goes down to Skulls. And now Skulls has an angle on door 1. He's getting some damage off on all of the heavies that are down there now, which at bare minimum, that's a distraction for them. So it could have allowed, and in fact, it looks like it may still allow Brenos and Ross here to start pushing up from door 2. A Desi comes out, splashes Brenos a little. Ross and Brenos pushing into door 1. Ascender goes down early.
Akris escapes with about 5 hit points. Can made it all the way into A. They snuck right by that double heavy hold.
Now overall, we do see Tide starting to lose control of Hall here. Yep, there goes. LSV now regains building control. Scores once again 86 to 175 with a time of 7 minutes left. At this point, it's getting damn near impossible for them to come back. It would require a miracle at this point. They are having such a hard time dealing with LSV. Brenos here gets a nice angle on door 2.
First weekend definitely feels like it's a training match for him at this point. Is it now is it try to work as a team? Is it try to see if people can do 1v1s at each entry point? What does Tide do at this point in the match? What do they work on?
Well, at this point in the match, they just want to play as best they can. You never really want to give up a match just because you know you might end up losing. So at this point, I would say they just need to start figuring out how to counter what LSV is doing. Because if they can do that, they can successfully come back in a later on match from another team that might be doing this less as well. Less well, rather. Oh wow, Acris here. Acris here was just holding on door 1. He was crouched down, and Brenos just walks right by him.
Did he get a flank kill on him, or just stay hidden?
Unfortunately, he did not get the kill on him. Brenos just completely oblivious to him. Walked in the building, did not notice. Acris kind of ran back.
Tied a couple times here. You know, they just had a nice setup on hallway, but they're just not able to hold on to it. LSV, not only do they do good when they're in the point, they really seem to know how to breach it and retake control of that powerhouse building.
Ooh, a nice pick there off from door 1. Gets Brenos here holding around the cylinder. But Osprey's also holding there. You gotta be very careful. That's an invisible one-shot man there.
Osprey is taking CQC bolting very literally, trying to get within 5 meters of him, it feels like.
Yeah. Ooh, Osprey here does notice Acris. Oh, Acris takes
wins
Osprey.
the duel, very nice.
Oh, Acris takes him. Acris does a double pick there, gets Addy pick as well with the knife. He got a body and a knife kill.
Very nice. Cold War's on Skull's flank. Can he get a win here?
Well, with the help of Acris, he may just not have to. Oh, it doesn't look like he's going to, though. Skull gets away. Looks like both LAs, by the way, are using Icarus jump jets, which are the ones that go up vertically a lot faster. Probably the smart play on this map. There's a lot of verticality on this one in particular, not so much horizontal movement.
And has that been meta for a while now, or is that mostly this season?
We've seen it in the other seasons as well. It's definitely been more prominent this season, but we saw it multiple times in the last season as well. Icarus jump jets do favor certain maps. Paris is one of them. This is also a good one for. But there are certain maps that you still want to continue using the skirmishers. I'd say Ghanen South is a nice skirmisher map. But you know, I'm not exactly an LA main for 6v6, so I'm sure others can kind of debate me on that one, probably rightfully so. Acris here gets a nice pick here off of Addy. We got 2 LSV heavies going up towards Skinny. I think Acris just took another. Acris took another there off of Skinny. Acris just going ham right now.
Osprey working his way up fat, taking 2 as he moves up there.
Osprey now holding around on door 3 here. Scores are 106 to 207. LSV has officially entered the 100-point lead in favor. So obviously it's going to be an LSV win, but I do hope we see Tide try and get a little bit of their points back, because they really do, I'm sure, want to learn from this, figure out how to kind of counter this as best they can. Acris is playing just a critical role in at least attempting to get some of that score back.
Yeah, Acris taking out Brenos, then Addy in a row. Very nice.
A nice push here by Tide. Pushing all the way towards server here, but Osprey holding in that door frame. This is very, very risky for any of the heavies to start pushing out on it. With Brenos now behind server bot. Splash damage coming out, and an LA just yeeting in. Goes down right away. A very risky push, but at this point, I think he's just playing for the fun. Ooh, and Osprey also goes down to a bunny hopping vitamin poop.
this is the longest I've seen Tide play from inside in the match. It's fun to see here at the end.
Yeah, Tide doing their best to kind of get this building hold going. This is really where they need to kind of understand how the map meta works. And hopefully that's what we're seeing here. Unfortunately, two of them just went down. Ascender and Varunda both going down. That's going to leave only one player left on Hall. LA goes down as well. Breno's still here. And there goes the last player in Hall.
One thing I am seeing with Tide is there seems to be a lot of position changing on the heavies while they're in hallway. Do you have experience with teams saying, hey, is one heavy taking first door, second door? Do they set up that detailed, or is it kind of respond as you hear the call out?
There are some teams that actually do this kind of like angle play. I think LSV might be one of those teams where it's very much about a pre-planning thing. You want to figure out who's going to be where and what particular spots each guy should be holding. Probably not to that exact extent for the LSV guys, but they do know where the good angles are specifically, and that's a team that knows the angles. My team in particular, Baxby, is more of a kind of an aggressive team. So if the entire team is doing well at this point, we would be pushed all the way to the spawn, and we would just not allow a lot of pushing even to happen around on door one. There's multiple different ways to play it. So the hope here is that that Tide kind of figures out a good way to go moving forward and figure out if they want to be more of an angles play kind, or if they want to be more of an aggressive play kind of team.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes it so interesting, that you can see the same map, but it plays out completely different when you put a couple different teams on that map.
Yep. Now a flank here from door one. Skull actually does manage to knock out, I think, two there.
Time.
Right before half. Or rather, match end. Right?
LSV win the match 231 against Tide's 125.
So a absolutely dominant lead there by LSV. A over 100 point win. You don't see that very often, but you know, this is the point of the group stage is to kind of figure out where everybody needs to be going, I guess. So it's not unexpected, I suppose. Let's go ahead and start talking a little bit about the individual scores here. So for the Tide team, we have only Acris going positive by +5, 28 kills, 21 deaths, 71% HSR, 70% of those kills being headshot instant kills. Pretty nice. And then all of the heavies having a very rough time inside, as well as outside, actually, because they actually had a very hard time getting inside the building for most of that. We can see here -22, -26, -16, and -12 for all of the heavies there. The hope is that they kind of go back maybe on the VOD, take a look, see what's going on here, figure out their team management for next time, what they want to do. And they could potentially figure out how to kind of counter LSV a little bit better for both strategies, because LSV played it perfectly for both sides. Bold War also going -19, just a very rough time for him on the roof. 22 kills, 41 deaths. Just super rough time for him to try and deal with skulls. For the LSV side, Brenos 29 net, 58 kills, top frag of the game once again, 29 deaths and a 38% HSR. And this is really where we see the differences in the team plays. 25 damage assists by him, 20 by Gumper, 34 by Ross, and 22 by Adipec. A ton of damage assists, which implies, you know, playing really well off of each other. Once we get the interviewers up here, we can talk to them a little bit about how well they were doing with team play. Osprey going +16 as well net, 31 kills, 15 deaths, and then Skulls the LA, 23 net, 47 kills, 22 deaths. Just overall, every single player doing phenomenally well. Each particular, you know, one heavy doing really well, one bolter doing really well, and one LA doing really well. We just see all three there on that map.
Yeah, you can really tell the LSV team seems like they've played a lot together. I saw a lot of confidence of their teammates. You know, when they would set up in a position with Tide, sometimes the heavies were sort of changing, you know, fat to skinny, kind of back and forth, whereas LSV would really pick. Their heavy would say, hey, I'm looking this way, I'm covering this. And the guy on skinny would stick to that and really only leave that position when they heard a call. where Tide was attacking from. Otherwise, there wasn't a lot of swapping around. So you can tell they're really confident in each other's abilities and played off of each other really well.
Yep. We're going to go ahead and pull in, I think, Varunda and looks like Osprey.
User was moved to your channel. User joined your
Let me
channel.
give you the interview tag. There we go.
I think he has staff so he can talk anyway.
Oh, yeah, he does have staff, doesn't he? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
overall, it was a pretty good showing there by the LSV team. You guys did a really, really good job there. I do want to talk a little bit about the strategy going into it, Osprey. Did you guys have, because I was talking a little bit about this with Sirius, was it more of a kind of pre-planning, like you guys knew every single angle you needed someone to hold, or was it more of just like you guys knew that already and you're just going in this for an aggression kind of play? What was going on with it?
I think Czech is one of the map we practiced well, and we have some setups. So we just applied the setups we trained for, and that paid out. And for the openings, and everything is stuff we talked about, that if we can do it, let's do it. And we had the opportunity to do it, so we did it.
Well, definitely worked out really, really well.
Yeah, the positioning and all we discussed and we applied some stuff, some other not really, but it was good. I'm really happy.
You guys obviously spent a lot of time defending the building. The few times when you guys were pushing it in, is that something you guys had kind of played out, mapped out in your heads as well? Or was it just kind of people probing each door, finding a weak point, and then pushing in once they found it?
So the only real push that is planned, I would say, is the opening. Outside of openers, it's more about how we felt, what the other team was doing, and how we feel, and where we are when we respawn. Like, cause some people will obviously run already from the bus, you know? So it just, we do what we feel at that moment. The pushes are, of course we synchronize a bit, but yeah, it's all according to what we feel.
And then we were also watching the dance on the rooftop a lot. Skulls did a terrific guy. It seems like you guys never had to look up because Skulls always had the roof cover. Did you guys think about that at all, or is it kind of Skulls always handling that for you?
So Skulls is like very known for, is an old school player from like, he hasn't played Jaeger since 2 or 3 years maybe. He's back in the business, and we emphasized on some stuff for him to do, and he did it very well. So the roof control was part of his main role, and yeah.
To give him my props, it looked like he went main black hand inside against the heavy assaults at the end, so that was fun to watch.
Yeah, black hand is meta, as we say now.
Yep.
Props to Varunda though. There, guys. Like, I know you guys are pretty fresh, but you had some very good pushes.
Thank you.
And then I'll jump over to Varunda. Hey, it's fun to see some Connery boys in here. Good to see you, man.
Hey, yeah.
And fill me in. Has Tide? Is this your first season in? Were you guys in last season? How long have you been in this?
This is our second match that we've ever done as a team. We've done like some practice scrims and stuff, but the team was kind of hastily put together. We only had about like 3 or 4 weeks of practice before we started going into this.
Great job. And I want to say, guys, just, I've got this kind of the pure math of everyone's main pulled up. You guys really pulled your weight. In fact, well ahead of that, even if you just look at the stats. So you guys did a really good job. What is your takeaway? What do you, to me, this is a learning experience for me. What's your takeaway from the match? What do you guys want to do going forward in this season?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think one of the things that we need to improve on is sticking together. We were doing a quick little talk afterwards. And one thing that we were consistently noticing is that we were starting a lot of our pushes together, but we were failing to follow through with a lot of our pushes.
Yeah.
Right. That's a good point. And the one thing I'll just toss out there, for your first match, 3 of your heavies were over 50% headshot rating. So you have the skill there. I was noticing it seemed like you guys were kind of swapping positions a lot. Fat, skinny, fat, skinny. It seems like if you guys just kind of trust your abilities and settle into it, I think you guys will really be a top tier contender here. How about Bold War? Is he LA main, or how to go for him up there?
He's not. We have 2 LAs, and neither of them were able to make it to this match, unfortunately. So
that's tough.
Yeah,
it's
he
very
was
tough
playing the
position
difficult
to
role.
put Bold War into, but he put, he fought pretty hard. He was the 3rd LA that was just trying to fit in on the team, and he put a lot of practice in this morning to make sure that he could try to pull his weight.
That's great. And really, for most of the match, he was able to at least keep Skulls occupied, which is, at least you guys don't have to keep your heads up all the time without.
Mhm.
So that's tough to run into when you lose your LA main. So you guys did
He had
well.
some good
all things
drops as
considering.
well.
Yeah, I think he did well for what we were up against.
All right. Well, I know we have another match, I think, coming up in about 5 minutes or so. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Congratulations again to the LSV team, and thank you for both teams, Tide and LSV, for coming out and doing that match. We're gonna go ahead and throw this up on the post splash. I gotta start getting ready for the next match in about 5 minutes. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks
Great
for the
job,
last.
both of you guys.
Thanks for the last minute stream, man. GG, Varunda.
Yeah.
Oh, and
again,
thank you to Commander Series for coming and co-casting. I
Tons
know
of
that
fun.
was your
Thanks for having me on.
first time, so hope you had a good.
It was awesome.
See ya.